It's like every great manager, we talk about Hall of Fame managers, they end up retiring when I'm playing for them. So I don't push them out.
So you got a lot of forced friendships then in your past? That, like, I don't like these guys, but I have to?
No, don't go there, bro. Not at all. No, that's 100% what I was not getting at. But if you want to win, the chemistry is very important. And, you know, we're all grown men, and you do what you got to do. You make things work, and you go out there and play the game, and you have a job, you have a task, and that's to go out there and win ball games. You know, the more people that are alike, obviously in any walk of life, whatever we're talking about, business or whatever it may be, you get those guys together, you're going to have a successful deal. You know, you look at the teams like the Braves in the past, when they had that incredible run, they were winning division after division after division, it seemed like they were all the same guy. I think it's no coincidence that the Rangers did what they did last year, because you look up and down that roster, it seems like they're all the same person. You know, you can really genuinely see the friendship and the chemistry. You know, and that was my point with that. Is everybody seems similar, you know, and it creates for a great product and a great result.
That was actually part of the thing that they were trying to, when they added you and Lance, you know, was try to create some more kind of change in environment, change the chemistry a little bit. I mean, was that's obviously something you know you can provide, but I mean, is that something that you, I mean,
you take pride in that. You know, you want to be a type of player and teammate and friend. You know, the guys want around that they trust. You know, I kind of, you know, used to have a great coach when I was in college, Skip Burtman. You know, and you know, Skip had this little funny story, not a funny story, but a little deal he would do. You know, one year, I think it was 2000, we won the College World Series, but he called us each in individually to his office, and he said, if you were hanging off the side of a cliff, what teammate would you want holding the rope? Holding you know? And so he does that, tells a story, and each guy said somebody different, except for, like, you know, there was like one exception where two guys said the same person. But my point is, we all trusted each other, you know, with that same equal deal, and you know, so that's kind of how I approach it. You know, you want to have that trust in your teammates. You want your teammates to trust you, you know, that you're going to prepare, that you're going to play hard. You know, and what it does is it develops like that, you know, that great friendship, and you know, you start to see those late inning rallies. You start to see guys genuinely getting excited for other guys. That's what I like to bring and smile, you know, when I'm playing and enjoy myself.
how long does that take to get going?
Oh man, sometimes it's, you know, it's instant. You guys remember Mark DeRosa? It's like guy walks in the clubhouse and all of a sudden, bam! You know, everybody's like smiling and laughing, having a good time. You know, I think certain guys just bring that charisma and that energy. And you know, I learned that from D-Row. And you look at some of the guys that I've had the chance to play with in the past. You know, Ryan Dempster. You know, in LA, Russ Martin. He was one of those guys where guys just kind of gravitated toward him. So yeah, I mean, it's a cool thing to have on a team.
How does it feel now to going to be able to play across from the Albert Pujols?
Yeah, it's cool, man. You look at that infield, you're throwing the ball to arguably the best player of all time. You know, look what he's done the past 10 years, incredible. Yeah, so watching him, hopefully I'll be able to understand how he does the things that he does on the base paths now. Because I used to think, when I was playing against him, honestly, I thought he was invisible. At some point, he just went invisible. He had a little button he would push when he was running, and he'd just go invisible, and everybody would lose him. And then he'd all of a sudden appear at third base or something. So I'm going to try to figure out his secret and how he does that stuff on the base paths.
Ryan, is it pretty important to you to go back to shortstop? I know this was a trade, so you pick what you can, but to be able to play shortstop again, is that...
Yeah, you know, comfort level definitely goes into that. You know, it's weird, just being on that side of the infield makes you a little bit more comfortable. You know, I guess that's because, you know, I've played there since I was a little kid. Not saying that second base was you know, a bad spot for me by any means. You know, I'll play wherever. Doesn't really matter much. But, yeah, you know, I kind of felt like, you know, when I was in Chicago and I was moved from, you know, from short to second, I'm not saying that, you know, I didn't really... You know, I don't think it really justified, or felt like I didn't perform well enough to play short anymore at that point. I didn't feel like that was the case at all, you know. And I understand we had some players coming up and whatnot, but, you know, I could still play short, you know. And I think we proved that in 07 and 08 we won the division. You know, no other shortstops, you know, had back-to-back division champions over there. You know, it's definitely a fun spot for me.
Do you think there was some connection between moving and having a year that's, I think, not what you're used to seeing at the plate. I mean, was there some?
Yeah, you know, it was a different year last year, man, with the moving, you know, shuffling in the lineup quite a bit. There's a lot of uncertainty, you know, both in ownership and coaching and positions and lineups. And, yeah, and then with the trade and whatnot, you know, it was definitely a different year. You know, you guys know, I mean, there's so many tangibles that go into this game. You know, it's not just throw the ball over the plate, swing it, strike one, strike two, strike three, that type of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of other things that go into it, and there was a ton of variables last year. You know, I mean, there really was. So yeah, you know, I don't know. The bottom line is that wasn't the type of season that I want to put up, that I'm capable of. You know, and I know that as well as you guys do. And you know, so you work extra hard and get back to where you want to be, which is winning. You know, I could hit 250, but if we win, I'm fine with that. You know, I'm sure you guys probably would be too.
So what are the